I'm back in London, as you can see, and today is a good day because I get free lunch from work. It's like that classic meme. It's like what your company does instead of giving you the raise that you asked for, but not complaining, obviously, nice perk. So I'm just on the way to pick something up, but I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna get. I really want Mexican, but the Mexican options in my local area are not that good, so let's see what I can find. Alright, would be rude not to try it with you. Here we have it. I got a chicken burrito bowl. Used to have like a free weekly lunch, and then they kind of got rid of it at the beginning of the year because they did some restructuring, if you know what I mean. But they're bringing it back now, which is quite nice. So once a week I can get a free lunch. By the way, I'm sitting on the sofa because I'm charging my camera, which is why I'm not sitting at the table eating this, but I'm just going to take the first bite and then sit down properly, okay? Don't judge me. Oh yeah. Also, I know this is not authentic Mexican food, okay? Alright, pretty good, pretty good. It's definitely good. I'm not mad. There's this place I really like in Hackney, if you're based in London. It's called Caldera. It's on Mare Street. And usually when I order Mexican food, I order from there. I really like the burritos. They have really good like chicken quesadilla as well. And they have a really good green salsa. But I obviously have like a set budget with my work lunch. And the delivery fee would have been too much, so it wasn't worth it. But this is good. I'm glad I tried the new place out. I'm in calls all afternoon, so I need to eat this really quickly and get back to my laptop. Oh yeah. I'm going for a post-work walk. I work till 6:30, which I'm not proud of, but you know, sometimes it's just necessary. And I think on days like these where you have like quite a stressful day, I think it's good to just like recognize that and then take like measures that you know is good for you in terms of like stress management. Because for me, I was super tempted to just turn my TV on, catch up on Love Island and just kind of sulk in my, you know, stress. But I think it's better to just go for a walk. I'm going to the park, touch some grass, and I'm also going to journal because I know that helps me, you know, kind of get everything out of my head, have a clean slate. And I currently like to journal when I need it. I don't really like to journal daily anymore, which I used to do like maybe last year. I had like a phase where I did journal like every day for like 30 minutes in the morning, kind of like artist's way style, but I don't know, at the moment it helps me more to journal when I actually need it, if that makes sense. So yeah, on the way to do just that. And also, you know that I'm a summer hater, and I was literally sitting in my flat, which is super hot, and I was getting so angry, and I was like, my flat is so hot, I hate summer, like I can't wait for winter. I was just texting my husband. But then I was thinking, you know what, when it's winter I'm gonna regret saying this, and I'm gonna be like, I wish I'd enjoy summer more. So I was thinking, instead of just like being too hot in my flat, I'm just going to make the most of it and still go out at, you know, 6:30. It's still daylight, it's still sunny, I can be in the park for a couple of hours. So, you know, making the most of it. Little mindset shift. Mindset shift? Is that the right word? Sorry, I'm a bit delusional. I've used too many words at work today. You know, in the summer when everyone is wearing sunglasses, I tend to forget that people still see my eyes, especially in sunglasses like these. I don't know if you can see, they're just kind of tinted. And I don't know, I can't even defend myself. I like to kind of stare at people a little bit. The German stare is real, guys, and I am German after all, so love a good stare. But, you know, I forget that people can see my eyes. On the way to my workout, I'm going to disco bar again, which is one of my favorite workouts at the minute. It's basically just bar with disco music, but the woman that runs it is such a weapon. She's like so fit and athletic, and she's got so much energy, and every time I do this class I almost pass away, so I'm a little bit scared. And usually I do the class and then sit in the cafe and work for a bit, because it's just quite nice to combine it and, you know, get out for a bit. But I've come to realize that it's actually not the best way to do this, because obviously I get quite sweaty in the class, and especially now it's like 30 degrees every day, and then I sit in the coffee shop for like a couple of hours and just kind of stew, which is obviously not the best. So oops, sorry, the sun is shining in your face. So yeah, that's why I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna leave a bit earlier and work in the cafe before my class, which means once the class is done, I can go home straight away and have a shower. And also today I have a super important call after my workout, so it works out quite well time-wise. Last time I went to my workout in like one of my videos and I said like, oh, I'm going to my workout in my lunch break. Someone did comment like, oh, but how do you like do that, you know, during the workday? Isn't it like much more than your lunch break? And to be fair, it's a fair comment, but obviously I start work a bit earlier and then also I finish a bit later to kind of balance out the hours. I do have flexible like working arrangements at work, so they are quite good with like, you know, shifting hours and stuff like that, and as long as you work the amount of hours you're meant to work, then that's fine. And also my boss is like super sound, like he knows that I, you know, work hard, and like I do actually work a lot of like overtime, and there's like no way for me to I don't know, because in Germany sometimes you can get holidays for it, like extra annual leave, or you can get it paid out, but in the UK it's just kind of included. So like I work overtime, but I don't really get anything for it, except maybe a thank you. So, you know, it's fine if I go to work on my lunch break every now and then. Don't you worry, guys, I'm still a corporate weapon. Be assured, another day, another dollar. Jokes aside, I actually think like this is me trying to create a work-life balance, and, you know, I don't know, I feel like I'm quite busy at the moment at work in general, and I don't really have time, you know, to do this. But as I said before, I think I take the time because it's really good for my mental health, and I am actually more productive and have like more brain power if I take longer lunch breaks and, you know, go for like a workout, move my body, get some fresh air. So it's beneficial for everyone. Alright, that was a rough workout. Sorry, there's some gardening work going on. I hope you can't hear that. If you can, I'm sorry about that. Felt really good to move my body. It was a hard workout as usual, but it's kind of nice. It's like very challenging. But I work out quite a lot, so I really love, you know, having challenging workouts as well, because I feel like sometimes with like yoga, bar, pilates, it can just feel like a good stretch, which sometimes is also really nice. But yeah, it's just good to find like a really good challenging workout, if you know what I mean. I'm on the way now to a bagel place called Papa's Bagels. I would love to get some bagels just for at home, because I have a really nice big tomato, because it's tomato season, and I want to put that on my bagel. That's my dream. Only thing that's kind of stressing me out is I have a really important call in an hour, and it takes me a while to get home as well, so I'm kind of in a rush, but I don't know, I'm really feeling the bagel vibe, so I'm willing to risk it all. I completely changed my mind when I was in the bagel shop, because I saw that their July special is a bacon, egg and cheese, and if you ask me, that's the elite bagel combination, so I got that. I'm gonna have my tomato with something else, because I'm also planning to buy some sourdough, and I also really like that combo. But anyways, let's have a look at the bacon, egg and cheese bagel. Oh my god. She is beauty, she is grace. They don't usually have this on the menu, so I know it's quite like a classic bagel order, but this is a special. Definitely quite messy to eat. Mmm. Happy. Look at this cute mug. Sorry, I don't know if you can see properly. How pretty. I got this in Japan. And it's so cute. I love it. I have to admit that I already had a coffee this morning, but it's just one of those days where I need a bit more support in terms of caffeine. Quite a free morning in terms of calls, but basically from my lunch break onwards, I'm just going to be in meetings basically until the end of my workday. So I'm just trying to get some things done. And also one thing that's waiting for me after work is I'm currently doing my British citizenship application, because obviously I did the Life in the UK test, and like I got my master's degree like verified, I guess. So I don't have to do the language test because I did my master's in English. I actually studied at the University of Amsterdam, fun fact in case you didn't know. But I'm currently at the section where you have to put in like all the holidays you did in like the last 3 years. I'm like, well, this is quite a lot because I do travel quite a lot, I feel like. Also, I'm not like super organized. I don't have all my holidays like in my phone calendar, for example. So anyways, we're getting there slowly but surely. Cheers! Ooh. Perhaps I made it a bit strong. I'm kneeling on my kitchen floor, but I wanted to show you my smoothie because I've been on such a smoothie kick. It's a really good way, obviously, to get my protein powder in because I don't love the taste of protein powder in like a shake. Like, I can't drink that just with water. So I've been making a smoothie, and it's also quite like a nice snack between breakfast and lunch. I want to show you what protein powder I'm using because I really like it. And I've tested quite a few vegan ones and they were all dreadful, except this Form Performance Protein. And I like the vanilla one. To be fair, I've not tried another flavor, so can't comment on that, but that's the one I get. And then I also use this creatine. I don't know if it's like placebo, but I do feel like it's kind of calming in a way. I don't know, I feel less sketty when I take creatine. I did read that there's like a connection between like ADHD and creatine. I'm not diagnosed with ADHD, by the way, but I do suspect sometimes I'll have it. So yeah, I feel like it's been kind of helping mentally. I'm not quite sure if either of those things does anything for like my muscle, I suppose, but it tastes good, even if it doesn't do anything, but I'm sure it does, right? For my smoothie today, sorry, doing a little mix, I did half frozen banana, some frozen mango. Usually I put yogurt in there, but didn't have any. And then I do all my powders and supplements I want to take. I do have to say that my favorite combo is frozen banana, frozen strawberries, and Greek yogurt. Keep it super simple, but that's my favorite one. Because I'm basic, but I'm sure mango is going to be really good. I'm going to try to give you an aesthetic pour. I'm kneeling on my floor again, but I wanted to show you this. Let me bring you in. Beautiful tomato! Isn't she gorgeous? I paid my life savings for this, but it's worth it because it's tomato season, and in my opinion, it's really worth investing in tomatoes because you can really taste the difference. Like, a good tomato does not compare to a bad tomato. I feel like with some fruit and veggie, you can't really, like, the difference is not that big, but for like tomato, there's a really big difference. Do you see what I mean? Do you get me? I'm excited to have this. I'm just toasting my sourdough and slice this beauty up and put it on my bread. And that's all you need if you have a good tomato. I can only do a quick taste test with you because I have another call. Story of my life. Which one looks better? This one. Okay, let's go. A good tomato is really all you need. This would be so good with mayonnaise. But I didn't have any mayonnaise, so I opted for butter, but this and mayonnaise will hit.
so strange.
Ja, das ist ja komisch. Oder zum Teil, jo, was macht die gerade?